Welcome to Tempura Mania. Today's episode is about the craziness of California, so I decided to make this Japanese sushi called California Roll. But with a twist, I will call it Crazy California Roll. And this is the actual finished product. Okay, so let's get started. This is basically the same roll as the California roll. The only difference is that the roll is batter and it is deep fried. So here is the ingredient. We start with the batter. This is the one that I use and I found it to be very crispy. And next is the roasted seaweed nori. And also I have here 2 avocado with the imitation crabs. And also I need 2 cucumbers, plus the unagi sushi sauce is basically the same as the eel sauce. And here I have the pre-made sauce that I will show you in a minute. I also need the furikake seasonings. There's many different types out there or flavor. And also here is the seasoned bamboo that I used to wrap sushi. And here's a new one. If you soak them in water, it will turn darker colors. So before we roll the sushis, first we need to wash the rice. So notice the first couple wash, the water is very cloudy. So I'm preparing for a 6 rinse. Notice the water is still very cloudy, so I will continue doing this. Now I am going to fast forward just a bit, but I do not want to edit this out. It's because I wanted to show you how the water getting clearer and clearer. That way you get the idea, but you really need to rinse this rice out at a minimum of 6 times. Yes, every sushi boss rinses their rice at least 6 times. Now you notice the water is getting clearer. This is the 6th time, but I'm doing one last rinse to honor all the sushi fanatics out there. So now the water is super clear and now I'm ready to cook the rice. So now the kokuho rice has been washed and drained off the excess water. And now I'm using 2.5 cups of water for the 2 cups of rice that the recipe is calling out for to do the sushi rice. And after 20 minutes the rice is cooked, and I pre-fluffed the rice and I kept the towel over the pot to keep it moist. So now we prepare to do the sushi rice. So first we need the mirinds. You're gonna need about 3 to 4 tablespoons of mirinds. And we're gonna need about same thing, 3 to 4 tablespoons of vinegars, and give it a good mix. Okay, so now we're ready to make the sushi rice. So from the pot of rice, you're gonna pour out half of it into a plate. Then you're gonna drizzle some of the sauce that we made, mirin and vinegars. And you're gonna be doing the process of fold and push. Be careful, you don't want it to push the rice too hard or fold the rice too heavy. You might mash the grains out or the rice. Then after that, you're gonna fold and push just a couple times, it's enough. Now I want to take a moment to talk about the rice ratio. The cooking ratio, normally it's 1-to-1 ratio, meaning 1 cup of rice with 1 cup of water. But with this particular rice I have, it's 1 cup to 1.25 of water ratio. And I found this to be correct on my opinion. And you can use kombu if you want when you cook the rice for flavor, but we don't need to. It's done, so now we'll set it aside. So now we're cutting the vegetables for the sushis. So cut the cucumbers in half. Basically you want to cut them in about quarter or half an inch of thickness. Now cut the avocados in half, and you want it to take the pits off. and then slice the avocados about a 1/4 inch in thickness. Now loosen all the imitation crabs and try to spread out evenly. Now go ahead and squeeze the mayonnaise into the imitation crabs. You don't really need that much. Next, you need to add 1 teaspoon of sugars, and that's all you need for the imitation crab mixing for the sushi rolls. So just give it a quick mix, then you get to these textures. So now we need the sushi nori roll. You need the half sheets for these sushi rolls. So you're gonna lay the rice out evenly onto the half sheets of seaweed. Then you're gonna sprinkle some of the sesame seeds. This is roasted sesame seeds. You don't have to if you don't want to. It's not necessary. Then you're gonna flip that around and put the imitation crabs on. Spread out like 1/8 away from the sheets. Then after, you put the cucumbers, and the avocado will be last. And this is the important process, because you save a little space there. It allows the nori to wrap into the rice, and hence that I push the roll in firmly, but not too hard. You might squeeze all the rice out if you're pushing really hard. And basically push and roll the bamboo out. And anyone can do this. I am doing this very slowly and very amateurly, just like anybody else. So you basically hold it firmly and push out, and this is what you get. Some of the avocado might come on the edge, not an issue. Just push it back in. Now you're gonna cut them in half. Make sure you slice when you cut. Do not push down. You will not cut the sushi with pushing down. You need to slide like a seesaw, and it will cut very easily. If the rice sticks to the knife, then just dip the knife into water, and that should be cut very effortless. So now we'll cut it into 8 pieces. You should have 8 rolls. So now we are preparing the sauce for this crazy California rolls. So we need mayonnaise, about a cupful, and we also need 1 tablespoon of sugars, and also 1 tablespoon of srirachas. Then just give it a good mix, and it becomes this texture. Srirachas are not that spicy actually. It's more of a tangy sweet flavor. And after, you're going to give it a good shake and set it aside. So now I'm preparing the oils for the sushi rolls, and you need half a wok of oils and 1 cup of sesame oils. I am doing this approximately 10 to 20 minutes ahead of time, because that's how long it'll take for the oil to get hot. While I'm doing this, I can prepare my batters for the sushis. Now I'm adding 200 grams of water, or 7 fluid ounces of liquids, and I'm adding 130 grams of flour, but in this case I'm adding 20% more, so it's 150 grams of flour. And now I'll give it a good mix. The water don't necessarily need to be chilled, just lukewarm would be okay. Okay, so now we're ready to fry them. Hence the temperature now it's at 400 degrees. That is because I had the batter a little bit thicker than normal, and also the rice, the sushi rolls, it's a little bit more thicker, so it needs to be a little bit of a higher temperature. And I only fry them about 1.5 to 2 minutes max, or until rice is crunchy or crispy. Okay, it is almost done, so I'd like to take a moment to talk about this California roll. sushi, but I don't think it should be sushi anymore because I deep fried them. It should be called something like tempura roll, but California roll was created in California, so I figure I'll call it Crazy California Roll would be more appropriate. But if you agree, please comment below. If you don't, comments below also. Now we are almost done, so I am plating. So looking at the Crazy California roll, it looks pretty good. All we need now is to squirt some of the sauce that we made earlier, and of course double up with the unagi sauce with the little gingers, and that's all you need. It is very fulfilling. So thank you very much for following me cooking this delicious dish. So please subscribe and share my contents. I have so many exciting recipes I like to share. So I'd like to thank you again for spending some time learning these delicious recipes.